Tonight, a special report. Ever wonder if what you sort and put in your blue bin actually gets recycled?
Arizona's Family Investigates tracked your recyclables to find out. And as Amy Cutler reports, the results were pretty surprising.
I recycle for the planet.
A lot of us are actually trying to save the world because it does one plastic bottle at a time.
We all know the benefits of recycling.
I was a Girl Scout leader for a long time, so it was important to us.
I have children, I have grandkids. I want them to have a clean environment.
But when we asked people if they believed the items they put in their blue bins were actually getting recycled, we were met with some healthy skepticism.
I was a betting man. I put my money on the landfill.
What makes you think that it might be going to the landfill?
It's just really convenient. It's really easy to do that.
I hope it's going to recycling. I really have my fear it's going to end up in the landfill.
Where do you think it goes?
I believe it goes to the dump.
Well, there's only one sure way to find out, and that's where these come in. Arizona's Family Investigates put an air tag in 8 different plastic containers, mostly laundry detergent bottles. Our new friends then let us put those containers in their recycling bins. 3 in Phoenix and Glendale, 2 in Mesa.
I can't wait to see what happens.
That was back in January. Then we watched and waited.
2 pounds out of every 3 we throw away go to landfill. About 1 pound gets recycled.
Dr. Raj Butch at ASU studies this. For more than a decade, he's worked with Phoenix to become more sustainable.
Ultimately, it's got to be driven by economics.
He explains our cardboard, plastic, aluminum, and glass have value. If they're collected and bundled, they can be sold off, thus offsetting the expense of recycling.
We've imported all this material. Why are we burying it? Why not create jobs? Why not attract industry?
Right now, Professor Butch explains those companies don't exist in Arizona. That's why, after being packaged, our recycling goes to other states. That's important to consider when you learn where our tags ended up. We tracked the 2 in Mesa to recycling plants in Tijuana, Mexico, and Vernon, California.
Well, at least it's going somewhere. I mean, that's important.
All 3 of our tags in Glendale, which we put in 3 different sections of the city, all ended up in the same place, here at a pit in their landfill. The city stresses they recycle, so we wondered how that could have happened and went to them for answers.
It could be that either a load was contaminated and it was sent down there. Unfortunately, being so long ago in January, I can't tell you exactly which load it was.
Michael Carr, Glendale's deputy director of field operations, also offered a second explanation.
We recently had a fire in our facility, so that material, once it got wet, we had to actually dispose of that material.
Wow. Well, that's disappointing.
In Phoenix, our results were mixed. 1 tag went to a transfer station and then pinged 60 miles away at Phoenix's landfill in Buckeye.
I would reckon that material ended up in the landfill because of the different material makeups from the air tag to whatever it was stuck to being sorted into the wrong bin.
Amanda Jordan, a project manager with Phoenix, explained our air tags couldn't be recycled and could contaminate their loads.
It would landfill. Oh, okay. Wow. Oh, well, that's a bummer.
Another tracker never made it out of the transfer station. The third did some traveling. Your tracker ended up in Waterloo, Iowa.
Waterloo, Iowa. Okay, that's far. It's good because we take our time to recycle and everything, so that's good to hear.
But does it actually benefit the environment to be transporting our recycling so far away?
It's not a perfect system. It's not the most ideal, but it's certainly more environmentally beneficial to find pathways to continue to reuse that material versus just burying it in the ground.
As the system grows, the hope is more companies that buy our recycling will set up shop here.
It's nice to hear that our city's doing, their part and helping us do our part.
I can now tell my husband that I was right because that's the most important.
Now, Mesa declined our request for an interview. Remember, our trackers in that city ended up in Mexico and California. In response to our questions, they write, in recent years, significant efforts have been made to strengthen domestic recycling infrastructure. This approach helps reduce the transportation distance for recycled materials.
That's so eye-opening. So you mentioned that the companies that are buying these recyclables don't exist in the state of Arizona. Is there any push to change that?
Yeah, and we asked the city about that. Phoenix tells us that they have been working with ASU on different ways that our recycling could be used, with the ultimate goal of keeping it local. It is still a work in progress. As for where we stand as a state, experts say we have some work to do. California and Oregon are much further along, but they say Arizona is getting better.
It's maddening because I butt heads with my family at home a lot. I'm like, that is not recyclable. Put that in the trash. This is why we have a recycle bin. And if not all of them are ending up in a recyclable place, then what are we doing this for?
Right.
I know. But the cities, and I asked them about that, all three cities stress that they are recycling. People just need to get better about sorting things. They called it wish cycling. People put things, anything that's made of plastics. We even saw a stroller that was just put in the recycling bin. So all of that can clog up the machine, and it makes it harder and more expensive for cities to recycle.
You have to look at the fine print too, because like in Mesa where I am, they went from saying anything goes to sending us like a new list saying cereal boxes are not, even though they're cardboard. It has to be corrugated cardboard, like a 3D cardboard in order to be recyclable.
And cities have different rules too on what can be recycled, so it's worth just reminding everybody to get that list for your city so you know.
Exactly.
Take a look. If you want to do something good, we're raised with a little triangle, reuse, conserve, recycle.
Yes. Recycle.
Then figure out what's really, truly recyclable.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Great story, Amy. Let's send it over.